Hello, and thank you for tuning into the pod of Born to Be a Star. Dude, today is Monday, and I know you're wondering, where were you last week? Why didn't we hear from you? What were you doing? How do you have a podcast and you don't podcast for a week? What the hell is happening? Well, life happens. It was a holiday on Monday. I had to go to training for a couple of days for my white collar job where I work in corporate America, and it was a very busy week, and I didn't have an opportunity to really navigate and focus 100% on my podcast, and I do apologize for that. But a lot of things have happened over the past week, and we need to discuss them. We need to get into, what has happened as far as politicians, what has happened with gas. Is anything looking better for normal people that are just trying to live ordinary lives? Are things getting better for unemployment, or are things getting worse? Is the housing market getting better? Notice I titled this Real Estate 101. There's so many things going on. There's so many things to watch. There's so many things to eat. Let us take some time to recognize the fact that we need to brace ourselves for just every day. We need to take time to love ourselves. We need to take time to promote ourselves and promote each other. We need to hold doors for people. We need to tell people when they look nice. We need to compliment our girlfriends' lip glosses or lipsticks. We need to tell our husbands or our boyfriends or vice versa how amazing they are. We need to do hugs. We need to do kisses. We need to send I love you text messages to our moms and our dads. And we need to tell our family members we love them. Nothing is promised. No day is promised. No second, no minute, no hour, not a week, not a day. Nothing is promised. Life goes by so fast. And it's so important that we acknowledge that. So take some time, look in your mirror, reflect on everything you've accomplished, even what you want to accomplish, and know that you can do anything you put your mind to. Say it with me. Yes, I can. Yes, you can. Why can't you? Because you can. That mantra of yes, I can should be able to get you through anything. And kindness is always better than the opposite of that. Granted, there's going to be people that test your nerves and test your ability to be kind, but no one should test your ability to lose sight of who you are. The world is full of people that all want to look the same, and they're sheep, and they want to follow, and they want to listen, and they want to just go along. And then there's other people that aren't that. Like, for instance, me. I'm more of a leader. I kind of narrate my own path and narrate my own feelings. And I've always been that person, and I can't apologize for that. I'm not just going to go along because it's easy to do that. And I don't think you should either. I think you can be whoever you are and not have an explanation for it. And I think you're a star, and I think you're beautiful, I think you're handsome, I think you're radiant, and I think the world can be your oyster, and you can do whatever you want. Whatever you put your mind to, do it. Don't think about it, do it. I dare you to be the best version of yourself. That's it. Anyways, moving on for the mantra of yes, I can, let's get into some politics. So, last week, or the past couple weeks, Biden has just really done some questionable things. First of all, he's trying to talk to a country that he insulted multiple times, and he's trying to get a discount on gas from them because he knows that he's just completely fucked. I'm just going to say it. The Democratic Party is going to lose their power. Inflation is at an all-time high in the United States of America, and I know people want to say, what about the rest of the world? I'm not talking about the rest of the world. I live here, okay? I'm talking about me, my family, us, people that I know, my friends. Like, I'm talking about us. I put gas in my car last week, right? Going to work. It cost me $70.60 to fill up my tank. Now, I have a Nissan Rogue, and it's a decent tank. So I'm kind of grateful it only cost me $70.69. Like, that's kind of okay with me. I thought it was going to be more, honestly. Gas is almost $6. And I was thinking about buying another car, like doing a monthly payment and getting a newer car because my car is older. But I can't do that. I'm just going to have to fix the car, get whatever needs to be fixed on it, and just maintain it. And I don't care if it's old. I'm just going to drive it till it doesn't work anymore. Granted, there's some things I want to update in it. Like I want to get touchscreen and a backup camera. And that's about $800. So I'll just save up that money, get that put in. And I'm not going to worry about anything else. Just things are not good. Biden is talking to other shitty countries about gas. There's still a war between Ukraine and Russia that excuse me, the United States of America is not in. Yet we keep funding it. What are we giving Ukraine money for exactly? What's the money for? There's been lots of documentation and articles that are being written that claim no one knows what the money is going to. Why does the president of Ukraine get to go on the television and tell other people it's their responsibility to help them? No, it's not. Like, when Biden said Americans are going to have to suck it up because this is Putin's fault. No, Biden, this isn't Putin's fault. It's your fault because you're a moron. We don't need to be giving Ukraine $1.5 billion a month. There's a reason why Donald Trump cut off any type of money being funded to them. There's a reason. Like, for real. The immigration with the United States allowing anybody over here is ridiculous. People just get to cross the line and then they get all the benefits of being American. And did I really see something that said that people that aren't American are going to be able to get a 401k or some type of retirement or medical coverage or something? What are we talking about? I have to pay all these taxes to live here and you're just going to willy-nilly give things away? You're already creating an environment where people don't feel like they have to do anything. So now I'm supposed to just sit here and be okay with you doing it again. There's people that live in America that they work in corporate America, they make a certain amount of money, and that puts them over the threshold to get any sort of kind of help. So then you tax the shit out of us, and you try to come up with a way to convince me that you're doing good by taking my tax money and giving it to what? I don't care about Ukraine. I'm sorry if that doesn't sound nice. I hope the people that have survived it find some sort of safety net. But I'm sorry, I just don't give a fuck. There's a lot of other places in the world that we should probably be worrying about. I don't know, like African countries, any other sort of country too, not just Ukraine. Ukraine is just not all about Ukraine. They're using Ukraine because they want to maintain some type of power with Russia. And they're acting very stupid with China. And they're doing all these other deals with all these other countries that are close to it. And America doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They just always want to put their hands and their business and nose into other people's problems instead of the problems in their own country. America's not doing good right now. It's not. Gas is like $6-7 a gallon. Anything in the grocery store, you're paying almost like $2-3 more for it. A bag of Lay's barbecue hot potato chips is $8. $8. $8. How? I don't want to hear about all these other things. Normal grocery shopping and eating is ridiculous. Babies can't get formula still. There's empty fucking shelves. We're running out of food. Where are we going to go out? What are we going to do when the truck drivers get mad and they go on a boycott? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? There's no plans here. And Biden going to other countries that we shouldn't be working with, asking them to help. And then the other thing about him and gas, did he have a conversation with CEOs and the higher ups at gas industries? And did he really tell them that it's their responsibility to fix this? I gotta be the one to tell you that conversation did not go well. I don't care what they're posting in articles. I don't care what they're saying in these Democratic left feeds. I'm not talking about the Washington Post, which is a fake ass media group that's just lying about shit. The Young Turks, all these things, all these articles they're posting, it's bullshit. That conversation did not go well. Everybody knows that, and we're fucked. Us Americans, every day, I have to get up every day and drive to work, man, right? If I'm spending $70 to fill up my tank and I have to go to work every day, that's 5 to 6 days a week I have to drive to work. I commute. I'm not a remote worker, right? And then I have to go to the store. I have to do other errands. I have to do whatever. No, I told you that my car is older. There's more maintenance on it. I'm still going to drive it till it doesn't work anymore because I went to look at cars and the first of all, they said my car was worth like some ridiculous amount of money that doesn't seem to be correct. That was the first thing. It was like under $2,000, but I know that's not true. Second, I already own the car. So what was wrong with me thinking I want to be in more debt with another purchase? Third of all, looking at cars, there really aren't any cars. There's a shortage. So we're going in the wrong direction. Like the wrong direction. And I don't know what the right direction is here. I don't know how to fix this. I mean, I'm not a politician. I don't want to be a politician. I like to get involved with politicians and policies and see what sort of legislation they're going to do because it's their job to do their job correctly, and they're not doing it. These fucking moronic progressives and left Democrats running around making it seem like if you tax the rich again, the 1% at another higher interest rate, you're going to be able to have free medical, and that the politicians are going to take money from weaponry and wars to give it to free medical for all or universal basic income is insane because they're not going to do that. The money that they're spending on these things, they already have the money for it. The United States is a capitalistic society, okay? Any other society doesn't work correctly. I've worked very hard for my education to get the job I'm at right now, correct? I don't want all my hard work, dedication to be ripped away from me because other people don't want to be responsible for their own lives. If you want to have children, if you don't want to go to college, if you don't want to find a job, if you don't want to be responsible, if you just want to suck the titty of the government, that's your problem. That's not mine. I'm not living that life. While I agree some people need to be helped and some people need help, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the idea that you have young people, 18 to 21 years old, that don't think they have to work at a job, don't think they need any responsibility. They still live with their fucking parents, and they have no notion of moving away from that. They don't want to be independent. They don't want to be responsible. They don't want to grow up. They don't want to do anything. And while I understand sometimes it's difficult to figure things out, especially in an economy like this where everything is ridiculously high, again, I don't understand some of that aspect, because how are you ever going to learn anything if you don't disconnect? Like, is that not what college is for? Living in a dorm, having a campus environment? It's so you're prepared and you're ready for the real world. I have this friend, and she lives with her mom, and I don't know why. And it's just, I think it connects back to the government. It connects back to the idea that people don't want to be independent. And it's the government that has created this shit. I don't know if this is going to be fixed. Biden is a horrible president. He's got the worst ratings ever. Just, it's horrible. It's bad. Bad. And today's Monday, so I'm not going to forget to tell you that Roe v. versus Wade has been overturned. And remember how I was saying I was pro-life? I am pro-life, 100%. I'm very happy with the decisions that they made, because the idea that someone that is alive wants to justify having an abortion for someone that is going to be born is just fucked up. If you don't want to have children and you want to have sex and you don't want to be careful with sex, well, now you're going to have to figure it out. It's called birth control. It's called condoms. It's called being responsible. How the fuck does this happen to people? Who knows? But it's not my problem. And guess what? Now if you don't follow the law, you're getting in trouble. So all these Democratic ass news websites and Pod Save America and all these far leftist thoughts and shit can send whatever they want. But I gotta tell you, no one cares. We got inflation problems. Now you can't get on a fucking plane to travel. There's real problems here. Like, problems. Anyways, let's get into the next part of our conversation. Next part of our conversation, thanks for tuning in to No Media Allowed, is real estate 101. I don't know. The market's shitty. There's like nothing available. Everything is overpriced. The interest rates are going up and the prices of the houses are going down, so I guess that's good. A lot of people are just trying to get rid of things. We're probably going to end up getting something soon, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm just ready to get out of this apartment and ready to get into like something we can own. I just don't like the idea that we're not doing that. I don't like the idea that we're not owning something. Because when you're young, you want to get into property and you want to own property. Like, that's why I got rid of the idea of wanting to buy another car. Like, you want to have property. You want to have something that's easy to maintain. I mean, we're looking at condos versus a house, and we want something that's simple. So that's why we're doing this. But honestly, I'm looking at Realtor in Redfin every day for properties, talking to Karen, which is our real estate agent. And she'll be the one to tell you it's a rough market out here. Like, it's really, really hard. But I told one of my friends, like, girl, you need to try to get real estate right now because it's easier for you to own something and pay that off than rent. Like, overall, you're wasting money. And I know it doesn't seem like that because, like, we're in a really shitty place with our economy. But long term, don't you want to be able to do other things? I mean, I don't see myself getting on a plane traveling for a couple of years just because they don't have enough staff, and I'm not doing that. And Skip works in travel insurance, so as you're aware, he has experience in that, and he's like, no traveling. I mean, obviously, real estate it's not good right now. But if you don't want to keep wasting money, or your rent's going up and it doesn't make sense to rent anymore because you're spending way too much to rent, then you might want to look into owning. Depending where you are, I'm dying with allergies. Depending on where you are, you can get into something for first-time home buyers. There's programs for every state, every town in the United States. If you live on the East Coast, it hasn't been a better time for you to be looking for something. Honestly, if you're in California, I'd say leave. Leave California. Buying property is not worth it there. And they've got a shortage of water, and there's a lot of problems. Stay away from California. Just all of it. You're going to want to look at areas where it's easy to pay for the mortgage, and paying for the mortgage, you're not house poor, okay? So I definitely say check out some other places like Midwest. Definitely Virginia is a great place to look. Maine, Boston, Mass, the outskirts of New York, New Jersey, places where, it's not cheap, but it's not like ungodly. Like, that's another thing about California. Everything costs so much money there. And I know they want to have these shitty commercials on TV when they're like, California. I don't want to fucking go to Disneyland when I can go to Disney World. Pass. I don't know. I'm just not into all the California thing. And about a year or two ago, I couldn't wait to move to California. I was like, California, California, California. But the cost of living and everything to live there, it doesn't add up for me. For that much, I could just move to New York. What the fuck is the difference, honestly, right? And I like having seasons. In California, it's just hot. Pass. I'm not paying for that. Pass. Next part of our conversation, crypto. I'm just going to say one thing about that. Get out of it. Don't have your money in EFTs or crypto. It's all a joke. And it's not real. So if you're listening to some dumbass on YouTube or whatever telling you crypto, you also need to be looking at like people that legit work in that service. Like, are you on any of these clubs? Like me and Skip are in a the we're in the Mad Money Club with Jim Cramer, and we're in a bunch of others as well, and we're listening to like really, you know, efficient people that work in this field. Get out of crypto. I know it sounds good, but it's not good. So get out of it. Please, please. The market is not good right now. And I know people have money and they want to play with it, and the market is a great place to have your money, and investing your money in the market is really good. It is. I'm not going to tell you it's not. I'm not going to say don't put your money in the stock market and Wall Street. You should. You just have to be extremely careful right now because the market doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and the Democratic Party is not helping with that. And Jerome Powell, I don't know, he keeps on raising inflation. We're going into a fucking recession. Don't believe the bullshit of these shitty basketball players and these people that have money and LeBron James and any of these people that are not living your reality. Please do research, do due diligence. Please be fully aware of the fact that when this shit goes down, it might not go back up. So be aware of that. Listening to these clickbait people. Like, I'm talking about these people on like YouTube, like Meet Kevin. Like, I like Kevin and all, he's chill, but some of the things that he says, like when he's all like hyper about like the market, like, yeah, you need to buy. Honestly, if you're in the stocks and bonds and shit, you do want to buy when everything is red. But you also want to be careful and you want to protect yourself from losing a lot of money. So that's why you have to be careful. It can't just all be positive all the time. You have to be fully aware, and you have to be cognizant of the fact that one day something might be one way and the next day it might be different. And you have to have like a portfolio that is thorough. It can't just be based in one thing. It has to have some sort of neutral basis, and it has to have a few different things. It just can't be on one level. Like, your portfolio can grow for you and earn for you, but you want to have your portfolio full of things that are going to be beneficial. Like the Tesla stock right now, like, it's up, it's down, they're splitting. These people are splitting. Some of these people are just going bankrupt. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. These like clickbait things where one person says one thing and they're supposed to be talking about one thing, then they start talking about another. Then they're censoring what the fuck they're saying, and they're having one opinion versus another. Please don't get stuck on YouTube and Twitch and all these social media things, listening to every word that they're saying, thinking that you need to live your life based upon clickbait, which is not real. There's no checks coming. Okay? They're not coming. There's not another check coming. We're not getting $1,200. We're not getting $1,600. We're not getting $2,500. And if they are giving that money away to people, then give me back my fucking tax money that I just paid for taxes. If they are. And how's that going to work when we're already in this deep doo-doo because Biden doesn't know what he's doing already? Clickbait. Don't listen to it. Be fully aware of what's going on. Do your own digging, do your own due diligence, do your own research. You have the ability to find everything that these morons are talking about. They're picking out their topics. They're picking out what they're saying, and you have to be smart enough to understand what's real and what's not real. If you want to see Wall Street and you want to see what's going on in the stock market, turn on CNBC. If you want to be aware of what's going on with certain stocks, become a member of the Investing Club with Jim Cramer. If you want to do things, then you have to research and find things that pivot toward what you want, not what you're hearing on some social media website, okay? You have to be smarter than that. Get away from Meta, get away from Snapchat, get away from Instagram, and get away from YouTube. Get away from Twitch. I'm not saying you can't use those to your ability, and sometimes I like scrolling, but I don't do it every day, and I've gotten away from things like that because You're not really living if all you're doing is posting things all the time. That's not living. You're looking for somebody to press a button and like it. That's why I do a podcast, because this is just part of your normal day where you're listening to what I'm saying, and you can like what I'm saying or you can dislike what I'm saying. That's up to you to make that decision. I'm not going to tell you what to like or dislike. I'm just happy you're here. And thank you for listening. And thank you for being a member. And thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. But on YouTube with clickbait, like, people follow them and they become a member and they start giving them money. No. Don't fall in that trap. Don't do it. Anyways, next part of the conversation. Is the grass greener on the other side? No, it's not. It's an illusion to think something is better than what you have now. And it's pretty easy to want to have that mentality where you want to think something is better than your reality. Why? Because it's not your reality. So, of course, you can assume something's better than what it is, because you're not living that. So it's really easy for you to assume whatever's on the opposite side of what you're doing is better. I can 100% tell you that is wrong. I have had so many shitty situations in my life where I believe that something's going to be better if I do this. I literally got a master's degree in teaching, and I couldn't find one thing I want to do less than that. Not that I don't love teachers and I don't love the idea of education and children, but for me, what it actually is, I can't be a part of that. And that's okay. And I'm grateful to God that I was able to find that out very fast, even though I put a lot of effort and time and I guess money, and I invested basically all of myself for something I thought that I could do and love. And I still love children, I still love education, and I still think that learning is essential to children's development for them to grow up. The public schools in America suck, okay? Education in America sucks. And for it to only add up to a number because you're trying to compete with other districts, I mean, that's the gist of it. How much are these children learning if so much is going on where people aren't actually looking at the fact that they're not learning like that? The grass is not greener on the other side. That's one example of it. You want another car? What happens when you get the other car and the other car has more issues than the car you just had? You want to move across the country to another state. What happens if you move across the country to another state and the state you just moved to sucks worse than the one you just lived in? You want to switch your job because you don't like what's going on with people and you think it's going to be better at this job because this job isn't that job, and it's worse. There's always a situation, and who knows? But we have to be cognizant of the fact that sometimes there isn't any greener grass. Sometimes you have to go outside and water it and mow your lawn and plant your own flowers and plant your own fruit in the garden. Sometimes you have to be the greenhouse leader. That's just it. Stop looking for a way to make your life less livable. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Learn humbleness, be happy with what you have, and stop seeking out things you don't need. There we go. My allergies are killing me today, bro. Buying in this beast market. We already talked about that at the beginning of this. I don't know. It is a beast market, and you got to be careful. It's definitely a buy versus a sell, but be careful with what you have available. Like, I would consider buying things that are being made in the United States. I would consider alleviating anything that has to do with Ukraine or Russia. And I would really consider how is what you're investing in going to be beneficial for the future, especially if we're going into like electric cars and we're trying to get away from fuel. I know Tesla's going through something right now, but still, and try to look at companies that are going to match up to where we are right now with the economy in the United States. You could also look to invest in companies where we are with what's going on in the world right now. I mean, I definitely say that's essential as well. Moving on to the next part of our conversation. My lottery dream house. Star Watch Talk. I love that show. I love the guy who's the host of the show. He is a doll. I love him. I love his character. I love the fact that he is very uniquely himself, and he's got amazing outfits. He's got a very down to earth attitude. He is very relatable, and he's just very talkable, and he's just a human. Like, it doesn't feel like he's a guy that has a lot of money and he just wants to get you some shitty house and he just wants to move you into it. It feels like he actually cares, which I like. And with real estate and trying to find like your forever home or your first place, it can be scary. It can feel weird. And being able to watch this show and have somebody who's so humble and just so kind, it's nice. I like, now I love it or list it too, but I really, really, really love My Lottery Dream House. Like, sometimes I watch some episodes and repeat. I love that show. I love the main character, and any opportunity I get, I want to support him. I want to support the show, and I want to support the network. And I know it's Pride Month, and I have pride watching him on that show. So I'll just say that. He's so much fun. And I really think that he spends the time to navigate to make sure he's showing them houses that match up with what they're looking for. Every time he brings them to a property, he asks them, what can I show you that would best fit with what you want next time? And that's a difference where he's not just showing people things that he wants to show them, but he's showing them things that they want to see, which is essential, right? Essential. Next part of our conversation, outside of the fact that I love My Lottery Dream House, competition hgtv. What's going on with hgtv? Because they have some shows that are on, then they like go through times when there's nothing on there, and it's just, I don't know. And sometimes they have these competition shows where they're redoing over houses, and they have different people from different shows go on and compete against each other. Sort of has the vibes of like Food Network, so I guess that's okay. They just have to narrate it better. I just think that's important. I'm just saying. House Hunters. I kind of like House Hunters. I think it's interesting to watch House Hunters. I like the ones that are done in the United States and the ones that are done in different parts of the world, the international variation of that. I like the show. I like that the show is, the majority of the show is them looking at properties, and then they have like 3 properties and they have to pick one of them, and they're going through the properties, finding which ones match up best with what they're looking for. I do think that that's definitely essential, especially as someone that's looking at property right now, and based off the beginning of our conversation, these shows, I find them very interesting and very fun to watch. I like the idea of DIY, fix things up yourself and get your hands dirty. I like that. And I find it very intriguing and fun. That's just me. Who can beat Bobby Flay? I don't know, because every time I watch that show, rarely do I see like the person competing against him win. Like, sometimes it's frustrating, but I understand that Bobby Flay is very talented, and he's been cooking for a long time. So I know you think maybe he'll lose because you're picking something that he hasn't made, but chances are he's made it. Chances are the only difference between you and Bobby Flay is he'll put peppers and onions on top of whatever you're going to eat, and he'll still win. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. He's just so talented, and it's just, it's like impossible. I'm so happy that Bobby Flay came back to Food Network. Whatever he was going through, I'm glad he came to his senses. I'm glad he's on board with that station, and I'm excited to see what happens with shows that he's in. Barbecue Brawl, that's the barbecue show that comes on. Me and Skip are really going to get back into that. We love that show, and they're going to have some other show that we're going to want to watch where they have the food trucks drive around to different places, and we have to see who the food truck winner is going to be. That's coming out soon. When is it time to cut the cable? I don't know. We have Xfinity and they're okay. But I feel like, do we watch all the channels that are available? Like, do we actually look at all the channels that are available? I don't know, honestly. Like, maybe. Like, it's important to have cable, but how much are we spending on it? And is it, like, as we're moving somewhere else, like, is it worth it? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Netflix costs $20. Then I have the $21 triple play with ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. Gotta have that. Then I have Shudder. That's like $6.99. I don't even know what else there is. There's Apple, but I have the Apple thing where you get music and TV and some sort of news part of Apple, and that's $20, and that's a family plan, so we share that. Those are essential. So we need those. But then Skip has this Xfinity setup, and with Xfinity you get free Peacock and you get something else. So like it's like we kind of need it for certain channels, but I don't know. Like I guess you have to have a variation of both, but do you have to have like a cable setup where you get all the free channels with it? Like we have HBO Max and that's fairly decent, but do you need the other ones like Showtime and Stars, or do you just wait till it's free and watch it then? Like, I don't know if it's worth getting Stars. I don't know. I think you have to consider how much the cable you're going to watch, and is it worth the price you're paying for it? That's just that. Next part of the conversation, meal prepping in the summer. I would go with salads, something easy to put together. Something where it's not going to take you a long time to make it. That's what I would do. Salads, you just throw like 3 things in together. You can have like your own personal containers, and it's very easy to do it. I'd say that. Also, maybe you can make like your own shakes. Like if you've got a blend jet, or if you've got smoothie mixes. I mean, BlendJet has its own like smoothie mixes. I'd say get those sent out like every other week, and there you go. You've got a meal plan. Boom. You could do HelloFresh, but that's more for like dinner. So that's not like for like lunches. There's this other meal plan where what is it called? Hold on, let me find the name of it. God, I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. Factor, where you could spend like, I don't know, $100 something, like $70 a week. And I was considering doing that just so I wouldn't have to meal prep. But do I really want to spend $70 a week? That's the question. But these are like, and then if I do that, how many meals am I getting? I was going to do like 3 or 4, and then the other days like make something quick. And I was just doing that because I don't know if I want to spend like 3 hours on Sunday, every Sunday meal prepping, or like having to put that into what I'm doing. Like it's time consuming, and I don't have a lot of time. So for someone that's busy, like you do it, but like I'm tired, and like I have to get ready for the week ahead, and like I don't know. Like I want to be healthy, and I want to do all the things I'm supposed to do, and I want to be that person, but is it worth it? I don't know. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know. Like, and I've gone back and forth between, do I want to do meal prep or do I want to order it? And I'm still at a I don't know point. Making small changes can have huge benefits. Making small changes can have huge benefits. If you're eating more vegetables with whatever meals you're eating, like for instance, if you start using more cauliflower rice than regular rice, if you start adding more vegetables into your stir fry, if you're using meat that's being cut differently at a legit butcher versus just frozen meat, if you're just getting rid of meat and you're like, I'm going vegan, like having one day where you don't have meat at all, or skipping fast food, or just letting fast food go, making better decisions. Likely you're going to be spending more money if you're not buying McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or Taco Bell or any of those options. You're going to be spending more money. But with more money comes less risk to your heart and your stomach and like your body. Like, we need to be thinking long term. Where do you want to be when you're like 50 and 60? Do you want to be overweight and tired and you can't move around? You have to think about your heart. You have to think about diabetes. Do you want to have those diseases? Do you want to have medication that you're going to have to take forever? I mean, granted, you're probably going to have to take some sort of medication, but you need to be thinking long term, which is why we need to be eating salads. We need to be drinking water. We need to be drinking tea. We need to be eating differently. Maybe use your air fryer to put the sausages in. Maybe make your own meatballs. Maybe do something different than you did before. Maybe make your own chicken at home. Why not? See what I'm saying? Important. Intermittent fasting. I think that can definitely be used, and I definitely do think it's important. I do feel like it's essential and it's necessary. I think it's better suited for like the morning. So if you can hold off eating to a certain point in the morning, I think you should do it at that time, because it's far easier to do it that time. And I think it can be very beneficial, especially if you're trying to lose weight like rapidly. I know people are all like, I'm going to do keto. But be careful with that. I'm not saying you can't do it, because you can, but just be careful with that. How to create a regimen. What do I mean by a regimen? Regimen meaning you know how you're going to cook your dinner every night. You know that you're going to have a meal prep every week. Like, you know you're going to bring like a half-filled bottle of water with you to work. Like, you're going to bring your own stuff. Like, every day you're not going out to eat at your job. Like, you're doing things differently. That's what I mean by a regimen. That's what I mean when I say regimen. I mean that. And I know it sounds difficult, and some people will say, I don't think I could eat the same thing every day. And who wants to do that? But at the same time, who wants to spend $18 a day on lunch or $20 a day on lunch? I'm not saying you have to. Like, if you go to different places, like I work in a very busy area. Right next to me, you've got like Vietnamese food. They've got amazing ramen. They've got amazing pho. Like, that's there. Like, across, there's a grinder place next door. There's salads everywhere. There's smoothies. There's healthy beyond belief where I work. So it's there, but building a regimen isn't eating at one of those places every day. Sure, every once in a while, maybe if you don't have enough time to make a meal prep, sure, go to one of those options. I definitely recommend that. But we need to be building regimens in our homes. That's what I mean. And you can do it. Why not? Anyways, guess what time it is? It's the end of the podcast. Thank you for tuning in, as always, to Born to Be a Star. And don't forget, you are a star wherever you are. And whatever you put your mind to, you can complete it. Yes, you can. That's the mantra, and that's what we're going with. And stars are illuminations of light. Don't forget how bright you are. Sometimes things feel very dark, but you can light it up, and you can be the change in whatever you want to change. I encourage you to be that difference you're looking for. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.